The 2025 World Series of Warzone just wrapped up with Team Vision taking home the trophy along with $300,000 in prize money. This tournament was a roller coaster for the players, and at one point it looked like the event might get canceled.
Completely switched it,
bro. So if you go to my stream, Jobo was sitting right behind me, bro. He's loud as Shifty was saying like he was hearing Jobo over me.
We had the same problem.
Copy and paste Jobo settings. I asked if they could do it. They said no. They said they don't have time because the game was going to start. But they will not put his settings, his audio settings, on ours.
The event took place in Las Vegas, Nevada, right after COD Next, and it was supposed to start at 3 p.m. Eastern time. When I hopped on the stream at 4 p.m., I saw this. Players were lagging, dealing with packet loss. Lobbies were crashing. Some players had better equipment than others, like Mixamp. With all the issues out of game and in game, they decided to do an update to Warzone. At an event these players have been waiting for 6 months to compete in. A lot of the players were not happy with how the event was being run, and it's kind of embarrassing to host the biggest tournament of the year, and then it turns out like this.
With the servers, I don't know exactly what, but that they had to pull you guys are no longer going to be on your private servers. Yep. You guys are now going to the live game.
Yeah, so the problem with that is the live game on all PCs isn't updated. So everyone's doing a 15 gigabyte download. Yep. But there's 150 of us, so we're doing it at 2 megabytes a second, which by my calculations is going to be 2 or 3 hours. But fine for a mil though, everyone.
Yeah, we're playing for $1 million, and you do this once a year, bro. You gotta be on point.
Len's looking at his phone and he sees like 50 go live notifications, like everyone's going live. So we're like, all right, we'll start a stream. Tech guy runs over, he starts screaming at Len. Like Len can't even hear the dude because he's got IEMs in. Because Len was like, it wasn't that bad, but me and Echo were standing there. The guy's like on his show, like, end your stream, bro. End it. He's like shouting at him. We're like, bro, what? And then Len hears him. He's like, look, this guy's live. Swag's been live 30 minutes. This guy's live. Bread's been live 15 minutes. He's showing him. He's like, don't worry about other people. Worry about yourself. End it right now.
Genuinely, if you would have told me that this is the way that this year would have played out, I would not believe you, especially with how awesome last year was. And
like, you think I dress like this normally?
But I will say, whenever the tournament actually did start 3 hours later, it was pretty much smooth sailing. Besides when the broadcast team joined Optic's TeamSpeak in the middle of their gulag, Jowo was on the verge of crashing out.
Yo, who just joined our Discord, bro? I can hear comms from like the broadcast. They just joined our TeamSpeak. Yo, it's mad loud. I can't hear anything right now. Brother. Okay, we're good.
But at the end of the day, what can you do? And as a player, you have to lock back in and focus on the job at hand. I really like Destroy's attitude going into this tournament, despite all the tech delays and everything.
Honestly, regardless of the delays and stuff, bro, we put a lot of time into waiting for this event. So I'm not really trying to worry about that too much. We played a whole year, a lot of ranked, a lot of grinding. So I'm excited, chat. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Sorry for the delays. Obviously, it's unfortunate and stuff like that, but when this tournament does run, man, I don't know who's going to win.
Historically, the US has dominated competitive Warzone, but this tournament flipped the script on its head. Not only did FIFA Kill win the Code Bowl the day before, but he carried Team Vision to win the World Series of Warzone. Falcons won World Series of Warzone last year, but Biffle is now retiring from competitive Warzone.
The dynasty could be potentially ending here. Are you officially retiring?
Yeah, I think this is probably going to be my last one. You know, thank you to all the fans supporting me throughout the entire 5 years of competing. But yeah, this is it for me.
The most recent event was the Esports World Cup, where Aiden and Twisted Minds took home the gold. But in this tournament, there are 50 trios, 150 players, and a chance to become the best Warzone team in the world. To qualify for this tournament, there was a bunch of open qualifiers, last chance qualifiers, and teams from all different regions are getting the chance to clash once and for all. Here's a look at the scoring. It's similar to the Esports World Cup. There is a match point threshold of 125, and once you get to that match point threshold, you have to win the map in order to win the tournament. So in this video, I'm going to share the highlights from every single map after all the confusion to start the day. There was a total of 8 maps, so grab your popcorn, get your bev, sit back, relax, and enjoy highlights from the 2025 World Series of Warzone.
Who's first to trade blood and first shots laying down will be on the side of Walker, connecting actually quite strong. Louis CM pushes in, they've got the advantage. That's going to go 2, 3, Optic up, Optic down, all to the gulag.
You were talking to them earlier, Goj, and they were Swizzin. He's exercising a lot of trigger discipline and picks up a nice one on the Stukas. We're not alone here. You can keep an eye out. You see Omnic has moved in, and he's been going crazy in some recent online tournaments, and I'm just not sure which Omnic is going to show up today. Either he's dropping 15 kills or we're going down swinging. So playing the pacing forward, right? We're gonna go hit this big sandwich and keep on moving.
Did you see Optic get wiped again? That means Optic is out of this map early. Unfortunate start for them, but Decky trading blows as Mayhem's a sub for the squad. On main right now, getting cut down, unfortunately. It's going to be Marco Sancho last alive for his team, and down they go. A third party, Ominic, been fighting.
Oh, tap. You got Prospect in the mix. There's our boys at Team Vision. Spoke to FIFA earlier, Echo, Lennon. Oh, Super Ev. That was actually really quick. Okay. FIFA also did really strong performance there in the Code Bowl earlier. Won that, won the solo YOLO, and wants to go for a clean sweep here today in Vegas. And at that point, you might
in zone, or at least the late game will be there. Talk about a quagmire. I say it every single time. A lot of teams can sit inside this downtown POI. We're going to have a lot of folks fighting for these multipliers as we see another one on screen.
Ooh, some explosions there. One down and out. Nice little 3v2, but Enkyo's trying to hit the self-res. A UAV coming on in, but not before Gromalok hits the slide through, makes a slight mistake on the opposing side, and they see them thermite themselves. Enkyo, Gromalok, Hollow. The Gentlemates are out for fire right now, looking to boost those numbers.
Somehow that thermite did not hit him in the face.
Where are we going? How are you? You think you're going to climb up and escape them? You can't escape fate.
Be right here. Looks like the only folks contesting it, it's going to be Team 22. Now, the numbers on the left side of your screen, this is going to be the actual rank of this squad. But pending this next zone, rotating out of Hospital for them will be free on the north side if we do pull up towards Superstore. There is just everyone trying to hold.
Oh, Bread!
Oh, no. Breadman gets cut down there. Nick Cool, Colony 2K. Finding angle on Bread. We still got 2 members of his BBJ squad alive. And waiting on this next zone. And it has pulled deeper into Promenade. Train station is out of the zone. The Falcons will have to move, as well as many of our teams. Twisted Minds moving in the north side, but on screen, watch Waldo in a bit of trouble. No, the one causing the trouble. He cuts down one member of this trio and finds the other lying in wait, and unfortunately, Juju is able to get that blood, finally able to stay alive. BBJ still alive, but not well.
That was
from Hospital through Promenade. From Promenade East into Promenade West, we'll see what they're able to do. A vehicle extremely valuable for the rotations, having to burn some of their resources fairly early. They will not likely have gas mask moving into the final couple zones. They want a power position in this zone, and they believe the only way to do it is through this vehicle, and unfortunately, there might just be too many of them. Twisted Minds in deep trouble. Twisted Minds nearly fully cut down.
There it is. There's the final nail in the Twisted Minds coffin. The French at the helm of it. He's looking to pad those stats. 5 kills already, and they've claimed this space for their own. The coolest part about zones pulling this way and it being the first one here, that kill feed, we're going to cut to top 6 here in just a second. As you see, we've got a long rotate, and this building on your screen is packed. This is the move they're looking to make. I think this fight needs to happen. One of the things they love to do is clean out a side. We spoke to Biffle and Dongy early on at the top of the show. Sure, it costs you your life, but you're not fooled just yet. Can you
as well with the PA. Hisoka down as well. They're able to get the revive, but again, low on resources and having to burn a lot of that gas mask early. High ground is massive for every moment except for right this second. They may have an angle for now, but they're going to have to jump down. They're going to have to jump out down into the waiting arms of many other players, including a couple members of Virtus Pro. We burn all of our resources now to try to get the win. We're into the top 5, which is 1.8x multi. We still got a lot of teams still lying in wait. 5 in total. Now make it 3.
Falcons down and out. Wiped by
They pick back up Bread, and they've taken down the other side of the zone. They will likely get this win as the third party, especially as they get the zone pulled and they lose cams. Breadman in the perfect position. A little bit of luck and a ton of skill has set them up for success. It's going to have to be a hero play on the side of Vortex or Havix to get back into the zone.
Pocket the lead down as well. Breadman down. This is not what you want. What in the world, Sage? The land champion in 2023 wants to start off game number 1 with a bang. It shouldn't have been in their favor, but they're doing work.
Shoot first with 3 teams left, and you usually get cut down. That's the exact same thing that's happened time and time again, and now it's a 2v1 for Virtus Pro to clutch the victory. They were patient, they played it slow, and now they have the advantage. They struck when the iron was hot. They've executed on it thus far, and it's all down to the Spaniard. Havix gets cut down, and unfortunately for Havix, that means Virtus Pro is going to be on top. Somehow, some way. Came from Boneyard. and now they're burying all the bones of their opponents.
Let's take a look at our Corsair player stats, because I want to know who ended up dominating, who performed well. Well, let's find out. WSOW at the top.
All right.
What in the world? 18. Hold up. Is this real? Walker with 18, Liam with 18. I mean, a tremendous game.
I've got to assume that total team. Yeah, so I got to assume that LewsCM's team have 18 because all of those players.
Okay. BBJ actually there in second. It comes to show you eliminations. That's where you capitalize.
Absolutely. Let's see if we can enact revenge on the top team. Got to take down the top dogs to be the top dogs. And NetDog trades one out over the top. Walker gets cut down. LewsCM, a solo on the other side.
Is he trying to escape? Oh no, we're gonna hit the res. Nice smoke, but LewsCM's been shooting and just trying to keep the peak to go to make sure we don't get Walker back up on the feet. But now in a 2v1 as they look for LewsCM. Necto does hit for some plates there, trying to close it out now, but Louis is hard to hit.
The snakes are in, and LewsCM just picks up a double kill on main and TV station. I'm about deep trouble, or at least Aiden is. Into the gulag. Gorka on the other side.
Oh, full sending straight to mid. Couple shots going on out, and a molly to boot. Gorka goes for the flank around, but Aiden on that space. It's brilliant. But for Twisted Minds, they've got to get mixy, put some more kills on the board, and they're just doing that, breaking down. Almighty TJ down, Future as game.
Full wipe, and it's actually Sage versus Shifty on main in a 1v1. The script writers are cooking with this one.
This is going to be personal. But if you're going to invest the nade over to the right, Shifty wants to hit the movement. You've got to play this flawless, and this is going to be the trickiest thing we've seen. Over to Shifty's POV. And the pre-fires are real. Throwing shoulders, we connect for a ton of damage, and Sage can't get out. Shifty, welcome back to Verdansk. If they could accomplish it. But here's the deal. We talked about Gentlemates up in Quarry. They were all alone, uncontested, rotating in with ease from the north. But it's, not too bad for them, Ghost.
It's almost too late, but they've got to fight each other because the first to move to start running may get shot in the back. So instead, let's get shot in the face. Grindy goes down. Kami's going to clean him up with C4, and Irrational in deep trouble.
Yeah, this is not what you want to have happen. And there's Destroy behind the door. Kami looking for 5, and instead, with just the gas coming in, they've got to run. You've got to move. And honestly, the teams at Stadium are likely going to pick you up, so take as many down with you.
Connie picking up a ton of kills. Kami in trouble, though, and like I said, these kills are huge.
Siege. Future has game already on 3, are smoking it up and trying to get on in. It looks like the molly will connect, the burns come through, and we are just trying to make a crazy play, but that gives up all of the information. You try to shoot Scumman in the back, and then you just run away. Sure.
You have to. And take a look at the left side of your screen.
Joe?
Couldn't even catch it in time. Twisted Minds may have been fighting for power position, but a PA on their heads is a full wipe. Optic Gaming in a good position off drop, a bad position after the fight, yet somehow picking up a triple as on main. Found that staying alive. He said we have nothing to lose, and unfortunately he does lose his life, but still a decent game at hand. They do make top 10.
Well, there's potential for Scumman to be the only one alive on Gen G. It is on a heater.
A heater, indeed, and frankly, I don't know where he got his kills. We blinked, they started in prison, and now they're here in the end game in a top 5 situation. You kidding me? They're the only team inside of zone. They're the only team with all 3 up in a position to actually make a play, but unfortunately, Heeds has found an angle on the right-hand side.
Making a lot of these decisions and getting the LTV into the end game is going to have so much benefit for them. But from Optic, who just got wiped into the final 2 teams, Renzo, Zach, and Heeds, the last French trio in a 3v2, is definitely going to favor them. As you see, they have to dive on towards the left, but instead, they want to push the equation. They take down Echo, and now Lennon is in an impossible situation where Zach takes advantage of it, and they take the win.
Fantastic setup, Team ZHR.
Cup map 2, how are you feeling after that one?
I'm so happy, feel incredible. I'm so glad to play with my brother and one of my best friends in the game, so incredible.
Well, you mentioned that you are, of course, playing with your brother. Now, this is your actual brother, I am told. So, yeah, this is, how does it feel? Of course, you've come from the days of playing at home on consoles, etc., and now to be here at the Global Finals?
Yeah, this is insane. We are lucky, but we have so much patience. We love each other, and we just try your best.
Obviously dominating that game number 2, and it was Team Vision up in first with 16 eliminations. Now that's how you capitalize on a 2x multiplier.
30 kills, 45.6 points. That is incredibly impressive, but they are firing on all cylinders.
Spoiler, and I like this positioning from Disrupt. It's a nasty little heady, begging Z-laner to push himself on out, but it's just not going to be enough. You have to be careful if you are Disrupt, because Oak and Joe, they've managed to wrap around the back. Z-laner does get dropped by Bubble. And does AB Wiz hit the snipe? He does! Joe gets dropped. Movement King no more, as you're not able to get out of the sight of that. I love this double thermite on the stairs. Lennon, he's looking to try and get active, but he's going to get cut down by Jesus Jr. But it's the other two members. They've pushed in from the bottom. The trades are in. You find Savvy Ultras. You've brought down Keybase to just a single HP, and he's doing a great job to hit the loop, get on out of there, get the plates back on in. He's going to be lacking for one more. You at least are able to get the knock, but it doesn't matter. Vision, it takes a little bit, but they find a nice little 3-piece.
Yeah, you'll happily invest the 1 life of Lennon in that in order to walk away with a whole bunch of kills. Speaking about losing lives, it looks like Nickel's going to go early here in this one as Gooey's found FNX on a great wrap here that Team Nickel never see coming. And that is another team ripped off the board, but Rock Esports want a piece of this. There's a cluster coming over the top. It's going to actually knock Gooey.
Let's see what he had to say.
My favorite tactic in Warzone, rotating, commanding the troops, just IGLing overall, you know, because God bless me with a big-ass head and a big brain, so I get to tell my shooters, Biffle and Shifty, what to do. Win, lose, or draw, it all falls on me.
Mates, though, they're looking to continue to push on forward. We heard Gromalok, he loves getting aggressive. He wants to try and take control of this side of the map. We see Reaper trying to stay alive. Explosions start getting thrown on up. We're seeing those C4s come on through. Scummin, he's going to catch one in the teeth. 2 members of Brothers going ahead and push on up. And Kami, that is another huge play we've seen on main. Hear from this young man. I mentioned it on the desk. He is here as a...
win that drop, but when they do, they go big. Well, what an impact to have had on this map already. Twisted Minds looking to trap Rock Esports as they make moves. Vision's going to be cracked. Aiden's made the route, finds one, will be traded, so that's a little bit of something for Vision. And it actually swings wide enough to push Almond back as well. So you got to time this. Can you work it? Can you find your way in? Smitty's down elsewhere, so he's going to have to give this up. The entire fight has turned, and Almond, actually, the smoke is intended to bait. He's going to arrive late to this. C4 to initially cover, finds nothing, and actually, you're just going to have to go and find Smitty.
Yeah, Smitty's going to fall himself off the back of the roof, but Rock, I think they have this realization. It's Prodigy and Vision. They've left wars behind. Almond swings on out. The shots are a little too good. Finds it. Z-Smith does get knocked yet again. Vision, he might just try and go ahead and back on up. Almond's good for the confirm. Maybe a little bit of respect between these two squads.
We'll see. Twisted Minds in a bit of a regain situation. Take a look again at our map. We are heading further south.
Tapulator squad.
But we've got swimmers, my friend. We've got 4 different teams in the water, bits and pieces for some of them. And it's Decky and Lays looking to get on the hunt, but they've got a couple of Frenchmen in behind them as well.
Yeah, you have to be very, very careful how you want to try and take this. Decky, he's able to bring down Bling CJ. So that's at least a little bit of a win there. You have Reflames in front of you as well, as you are just looking to dolphin your way through this water. Come up for a little bit, grab some air. Look, moving on over, we can see a little bit of some of these fights going, and they're trying to go ahead and develop. BBJ bringing it against Novo, trying to be able to hold on. These cams, I think they're just trying to skip on by. Can you get into zone? You might have been able to get by BBJ, but you've run directly into the Gentlemates and some early shots already ringing on out. And the Gentlemates, I think they're just trying to play ahead right now, play their life, stay alive. Can they manage to get here as Novo? They've gained the inside.
Well, this is offers trade. Look at all the numbers arriving. This is about to turn into a bloodbath.
ESC, they've decided to move in as well, but Novo, they're going to go ahead and catch them. It's a nice little sandwich that BBJ and Novo have created. Unfortunately, if you are ESC, you are found on to be able to get into this north side of zone, and you might have a good look over the rest of these teams.
Well, indeed. Bye-bye to BBJ. The Gentlemates will continue. Here's Gromalok finds one. Vortex going to be the next to suffer. So where's your third? There goes Javi in the crossing. Gromalok wants to get straight onto that. Flies on forward, tries to pre-fire, doesn't need it though. And you're seeing it in the feed. There will be a trade though. You lose Hallows. A little bit too aggressive for me in the moment. You overextend potentially, so that's going to drag you down to a 2. You find yet another.
Enough. Scopes will get found on out. Can you manage to find one more? If Rock can be able to easily win this fight, it will be great. Self-revive Survival come on through that player. You're dancing in the smoke. Prodigy's going to be able to bring down Knight. That's going to be the last one. FIFA kill. He gets a little bit too aggressive. He moves on up, and Amir will answer on Brack and bring them down. Top 3 teams are here. FLS and GUI, a duo of old, just trying to be able to make it towards the end of this. But you have all 3 members of Rock. They have the high ground. They're looking down at all of these teams. They want to clean this one up, get back into the game here in map number 3.
I think Rock have made a misplay here, actually. They step out into the gas on the hunt for the Leviathan member.
Oh,
Maybe
no.
a little bit long out there. They find one at least, but Prodigy's weak. You do at least get a support in time. Vision's going to find one who already has 7, and you're now down to a 3v1. GUI tucks himself in, but surely not long for this world as Wards gets aggressive and finds the kill. Rock Esports will see out map 3 here, and we talked about them earlier. We said, they often play off that north side. They like to rotate in with the gas.
Dude, I was sitting right behind you guys when you got the win. Comms were flying. Everything looked perfect. What did that final moment feel like as the comms are flying and you've probably got the win?
Yeah, I mean, it just felt really good. Like, we've sort of lacked a bit in like scrims and stuff in terms of comms and stuff, but right there it was like perfect. We just, picked teams off at the edge and just made sure that we had a whole back clear before we like push on to the next team and stuff.
Yeah, this is, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not expecting this at all. This is a wide surprise across the board. We're a couple games in, and this doesn't look anything like I expected. I say the one exception.
So you want to be able to find scopes here, and you are going to push as a full team. Can you manage to bring him on down? Send this team packing. Couple of shots. Armor crack is there. The chase is on. Swizzin, Mayhem. We'll loop back around here in a couple of minutes. Maybe try and clean you on up. Optic down here still at the plaza. They're going to try and push on up, and Jovo not realizing that you have Melvin laying in wait. And it looks like Melvin, he was trying to actually just really bait this. He has a trophy system and everything. An angle. I like what the Australians are doing right now. It's a little bit of a wide kill triangle that they're trying to set on up. Trying to be able to catch down Vision on this rotation, open it on up for Virtus Pro. They are still here, trying to take this fight on the inside. You're trying to be able to play on the stairs. The shots come on through. Sage takes a lot of damage, but Donkey does get dropped by King Chalk. ESC, all of a sudden, bringing this one back into their favor, but just like that, Noobs, he's evening the score, finds the knock onto Nyson. It's going to be up to him and Sage. Do you continue to try and fight this, or do you get on out of here? And I think Noobs, he has the right idea. Drop the smokes, disengage, try and get on out.
What to deal with here is Echo against Vitin, one of the Brazilian boys. He's going to cook the nade, potentially aim it off towards the right. First, actually bounce it in towards the middle. We'll tell him nothing's there, but you're isolated where you need to be. It's a bit of a trade, it's a bit of a back and forth. You find the crack, though. You have a tiny bit of your armor left, so the advantage in the fight. And you swing, and it's just a little bit of dance, a little bit of dodgy-do, and you do just enough, and it is literally
well,
by
you
a
can see the
bullet for
Gentlemates,
it.
they've automatically started to pull off here towards Quarry, because what they're hoping to do is essentially play this northern side of the map. And what it's going to let them do is kind of rotate down, have the gas up behind them, and just let them slowly move forward, clearing routes on land. Got to be worried about any of these teams starting to rotate in behind them from the north, but if you can claim this top side, you're looking very pretty from here on out.
For now, a lot of teams just trying to find a rotation in towards this circle. It's pulled very sharply, so a lot of teams will be bottlenecked on their way in, cut down. DJ Mas, J-Tech, they've got company in the name of Unity.
Circling around them, but DJ, he's going to pop on up, finds Marco El Sancho. That's a real quick cleanup. He has good angles onto Swizzin. Couple of shots going through. You'll get the armor tags, but it's not going to be a full crack. But he's looking aggressive, slides on 4, but the trades are there. J-Tech will at least be able to find Swizzin, and now it's all onto Mayhems. He's going to slide on out. A little bit of shots, a little bit of a pre-fire. Can you manage to get them? You can. You got a sniper in the distance, though, but Mayhems wins a huge 1v1. Soko on 4 already. We've seen him recently a lot of times be the top fragger on the squad. So no surprise here to see him have some kills on board. Brax will be able to find Blast, and Shifty has been able to knock Clutch Belt. So you can see them start to fly on forward. Swizzin and Mayhems, if they time this right, though, they might be able to cut down the Falcons, and that's exactly what happens. Jesus Jr., he finds Shifty. Shifty has been dropped. Biffle has to go ahead back on up. You're playing here against the gas. Couple of pre-fires going on through. Buyback on Shifty will come through. Soka invests the smokes. Can he make his way on out of here? Swizzin and Mayhems, they're lurking, they're waiting in the wing. Hop into Polaris if you can. It's him and Biffle, but you are getting lit on up. Soka not going to be able to make it on out. Biffle gets dropped as well, and just like that, rooting them on forward, trying to have them be able to bring some recognition to the org, and this could be exactly how Brax goes ahead, looks out the window, sees Swag, Booyah, and Adrian, and not too far away, and it's some good shots with the Kilo that will immediately drop. You do see The res come on through, and you're just trying to shoot through the smoke right now. It's a little bit of a do-si-do. Booyah gets found on out. Can Brack stay alive here? It looks like he is. Trick currently on 7. You'll find Adrian, and that's that squad. Take it on out.
Yeah, just don't make him be going against Unrational and co. But those daisy chain of smokes, all they're doing is attracting attention. They're suffering on the way in.
Yeah, you got to be able to go on in. Ravens, they made this play early, and it is going to pay dividends. You cut down Team OP. Mark, see you later. Building. Vonbot dropped by Kami thanks to the help of the PA. Gentlemates pushing their way on in with the help of a couple smokes. Can they make their way across? Somebody's going to try and stop them in their tracks. Kami goes down. Stussy drops as well. Crystal Shot's the last player alive. Can he make it happen? It does not look like it. And the Gentlemates, they are just trying to cross. But you lose Grom in the process. Just burned so many smokes to get to this position. They don't have what it takes to try and make this row. LTV coming in from Ravens, and I think this is a such good play. Leave your fragger Grimy on the outside. Try and find some of these kills. But for Leviathan, they've managed to find Hollow. They've managed to find Gromalok. Where is Enkyo in all of this? He now just has to stay alive.
Yeah, this is the last dance.
You're trying to be able to push on forward. I love the thermites. Can you swing this? Destroy. He wanted to be let off the leash. They swing his 2. He finds the armor crack. It's a little bit of a dodge around. Surges on forward. Finds one more. Grimy finds Keybase. It's just one player alive. It's Jesus Jr. Can he manage to find it? He's on top of the fence. He's able to find one. It's all up to Grimy. He does it. Ravens secure map number 4 in a spectacular fashion.
Oh, there's so many things to break down about that map, of course, but sticking with the final fight, I think it's brilliant.
Man, our rotations just chef kiss on point.
No, that's
and then the kills come to us, man. And we just play discipline, no scams. The guys listen to me on the LTV call right there. We get to God Zone. I tell my boy Grimy over here, man, anyone challenges you, you shit on them just like we play in free-for-alls. And he does exactly that, man. Rookie of the year right here. We're going to keep frying, man, and I'm just excited to keep going.
There was 20 points in the first 3 and then 38 in the last game. That's crazy.
Look, consistency is key. We'll see if they can remain consistent. If they do that, they might win it in 3.
Wait, where's VP?
We take a look at our second place.
That's respectable.
That's right.
I don't blame them for leaving. I'm hoping it was willingly and they were able to just kind of not land here and they're not regaining somewhere else, because Louis CM just on the other side of this clamp wants to get active, finds Louis from behind, and a nice pinch play from there.
Leviathan, top 5 team, folks. Here we go. Got a lot of kills in the kill feed, but these are incredibly important because Leviathan cannot be stopped, and it's not even close. They pick up a full wipe, and they set up in port. The only competition will be much later, so we swing to another fight as all of a sudden Prodigy is shooting at VP. I told you Boneyard was out of the picture. So where does VP go? They rotate to the north. They rotate through this airport position, and as they head into airport, they decide to take the high ground. They almost lost their life, and now they've got an advantage, hitting the zip, taking the high ground, and now forcing Prodigy out. A weird rotation from Prodigy and co. Unfortunately, it looks like Rock Esports couldn't quite get a handle on where VP went. A nice play, and now a player advantage.
Does preserve, get the plates back on up. Please do not get crunched by that. Yes, throw out the C4s.
A nice hang, and off screen we do see News pick up vision, so most likely that Rock Esports team is going to be fully wiped here shortly.
But your winners of match number 3 have got to carve their way through the Gulag, through Leviathan.
Castillo on the other side, fantastic player, but both of these players have earned their right to be here, and both these players near the top of the leaderboard, but unfortunately Castillo swings the corner at the perfect moment. Talk about COD timing, cook your nades somewhere else. Leviathan out of the Gulag, but back to the action we go as Bubble has a nice heady on the stairs, backs up, tries to play from a different angle because he's got teammates backing him up from other apartment buildings. Don't need
a dance here, but we're going to have to push towards the center. It's reflame. It makes it happen, but Wars, I am speechless. Please win this so it makes it worth.
Oh, man.
What? They're not going to invest their time up towards Quarry. They're carving their way down, and I think that is solid.
Yeah, it's a great shout. They've moved all the way up to the north side because they moved their way from this airport all the way over. Talk about a rotation. The Falcons have found their way over to port. They're on the far south side of the map. Wiping Leviathan, top of the leaderboard. Hey, to be the best, you got to beat the best. And right now, the Falcons are not at the top of the leaderboard, so they've got to take down some top 5 teams. Leviathan, here's a look at being White Vision SR on the Rock Esports side.
At least they're all 3 up, and they are all 3 firing straight towards Resolve, grabbing the full.
On the outside of his zone, there's a lot of action as well of all these teams trying to rotate in. And again, if you're extra J and co, it's like, okay, nice, you've held a team, and here we go. There's the fight, and it's not even close. A 2v3 turns into a 2v2, turns into a 2v0. Good
and
grief.
They're out of there. Esports is no longer a terrible multiplier. You talk about teams rotating in. What about the ones rotating out? The Gentlemates have been thirsting for violence. Community in the mix, Skinner in the mix. This could be the potential for 6 kills. And off-screen heats, I want to see a replay of that one first. But we've got to stay here. Enkyo wipes another one.
Anything. Here's the thing about so far, a nice rotation into the building. Trying to find an advantage maybe by playing the actual cover, and the Frenchman are going to have to back off a little bit. Here we go. Hollow in trouble.
Kramalok swings from behind. Raul on the inside, getting eaten alive. Can you hold steady here? Because the Frenchmen are trying. Kramalok down. Another one. A new challenger has emerged, and mon Dieu, the Gentlemates are wild. Going down. Let's go ahead and run it back, though. A replay from FIFA breaking down the Falcons.
Yeah, that angle right there from FIFA.
That's nasty.
Great pickup on the second one. And then it was just a matter of time, Tiff. I love this look back. They're looking in final form. Team vision, desperately clinging on to whatever they can get their hands on the outside of this zone, working their way in potentially from the west. Here we go. Dongi on 5. They're still shooting straight. That's for dang sure. Pushing it to 6 and finding a team off in the distance. Dongi doesn't care.
Yeah, for real. Jeez. You grab a knock on a clown. Don J could be next. Instead, it's going to be Noobs picking.
But they've got a vehicle, and Brax is getting involved.
Oh, no. He tries. Noobs, he barely escapes from that. Here's the deal. We need the help from the team on the horizon. BDS is just laying in wait for a third party, and Brax, this is brutal.
3v2 with a vehicle in your hand. SAUL knew they had advantage. They execute on it. Here's the problem. They're kind of chalking their own game. Yes, you got the kills. Yes, you took down VP. Yes, VP is basically out of the equation right now, but so are you. In deep trouble, but still making big plays. Brax gets one, but gets sent to the lobby himself.
Keep in mind, as we see, Twisted Minds fighting for a power position.
They've been in these tents for 5 minutes. Now it's time to win the tents. 3v3, a true 3v3. I don't think they're going to be spoiled by anyone else. We lose one. Aiden playing high ground, gonna have to play the hero. Tries to barrel stuff and gets slammed. Z-Smith, last alive. Z-Smith picks up 2, looking for the last one. It's gonna be a 1v1 in the final fight. They get the res off. It's gonna be a 1v2, but they're weak, and Z-Smith knows it. He's gotta back off. He does not have an advantage any longer, and he is running for his life. Twisted Minds lose the tents. Twisted Minds will lose their lives and be sent back to the lobby.
And Nano kill Lennon Echo, Team Vision straight ahead. You have Stukux, Lays, Decky, and they're taking the roof. They're going for a fight straight on top of Lennon and FIFA.
Holy cow, what a rotation.
We're looking at FIFA kill, Stukux. Everyone's coming for you.
Everybody wants top 5, so it is a calm before the storm. We need one solo to die. Will it be Biffle just going to hang out here? Biffle might actually tank the gas and play for the self-revive to get top 5. We get top 5. He outlives Super Evan by a fraction of a millisecond. I don't even believe he had a self-revive, so he's out of there. They both die. Super Evan first. We got to get into the fight. Novo Esports, I said they're in the best position, but not on this zone. Holy cow.
Almost
Novo
still alive. Hollow got the rotate. He wrapped so far towards the north. We have no more resources. We are going to play to perfection as Team Vision gets wiped.
Cow.
It is
No
1v3. Can the Gentlemates clutch this up? This would be the most disgusting thing that could occur on land. No way, Hollow.
Hollow lines one up. Hollow knocks you down. Hollow almost makes the play, but it is Decky. It is Stukex. The Germans win the map. It is all EU all day today.
We tried everything to be here this year, and for me, it's the first year I'm at the World Series. I tried to qualify 3 years, I guess. Yeah, that's the third year, and yeah, it's amazing. It feels crazy. That was my dream to be here to compete, and now we're playing pretty good, so it's a dream.
And welcome back in, straight to the leaderboards. We knew it would happen. Gentlemates in first place, now 24 points away from the point threshold. Well, let's start heading into game number 6. Enigma, it's your turn, baby. Get out there. Go, go, go. Where you drop? Oh my gosh, that jump. Casters, take it away.
And I think this might be the end for B-Mark. You can never count out Scopes, though. He's pulled off some insane clutches on the online stage of World Series of Warzone. We haven't necessarily seen that occurring here on land just yet, but he is still a young gun looking for the footing here on land.
On your screen, trying to hunt down 2 members of this regaining team. Lotus 8 have been in a blender this map, and they can't get out of it. now in trouble fighting 5 Fears. Trying to make a move. Anxiety down below, playing entry fragger, lines both of them up, but unfortunately, he's gonna get pinned aggressively. Oh, they don't see him! A nice trade, a perfect execution. Scythe swings in at the perfect time. Signal flare for the 5 Fears to make the play. They do, at least big man, front man, gets into the building first. A little bit of backup from his teammates. I don't know that Bubble knows he's here. So a slow crawl, a slow creep, and maybe an opening shot. Yes, here comes the pinch. Perfect execution yet again. 5 Fears in final form as they pinch out one, looking for Abwiz, but getting shot in the back. Here comes FaZe, trying to get into the mix. Anxiety picks up the third. Down goes Abwiz. Squad 36 off the map. Finally, we're getting a Western zone. So of course, my eyes are drawn to team number 4, one of our only teams that could potentially make a play for that match point threshold of 125 points.
We're still in that next circle. This is going to be an integral fight for them, but they have to take them down. This would solidify them the northwestern side of the circle, but they've got to get through Bodsy. Bodsy investing some C4s. Vision holding the back line, and Prodigy looking for the first kill of the game.
Slowly but surely, C4 could open things up, but have a thermite to the face now with 1 HP and a dream. He doesn't even have a dream. He's out of here.
It's a nightmare.
A perfect cleanup. Man, these thermites so strong if you hit them. In terms of their leaderboard progression, they've got a lot of work to still do. You can spoil other people's dreams, but you got a lot of dreams of your own to make true. And there's a nice take and a nice wipe to hopefully help themselves out in that equation. They're going to be moving into the zone here shortly, mostly for free after that team wipe. I'll be very curious to see where they go from here. This new zone will be everything, and Tiff, perfect read. They still have the heli, and they have a second one as well. Yet again, Tiff, every once in a while, you say stuff I don't understand.
I like bleach, okay?
People at home know what you're talking about. That's all that matters. Juju lying in wait by himself inside the building. They can't quite sniff him out. Juju just proned out in the middle of the room. What? I mean, okay. It looks like Brett did win his gulag, by the way, against Brack. So S8UL is not out of this lobby necessarily. You see DJ Mox lighting up the kill feed, but here it is. Juju by himself. He's a little snaky, but
still alive right there. You do have to keep on focusing, but it's this squad right here on your screen that still has to work their way down.
In the west, the most furthest west spot you can basically hold on this map. So patience, a virtue for them. They want to see more teams fall before they have to inch their way forward. They've got to wait on this new zone. VP has been in a blender trying to make it to zone. They do make it to zone, but they're missing a player and missing out on a ton of resources. We gotta pay attention to VP. Noobs trying to get the win.
Ahsoka?
It's Noobs versus Ahsoka in the gulag, and Noobs just holds the angle. Noobs doesn't even have to blink. Lines them up. See you later. First, Shifty trying to line them up, but they are not scamming. They are playing this slow. I like this play as far as off screen. The gentle mates are out of here. Biffle to try to make a move in a 2v3 situation outside of the gas. Where are these players? Everybody's skating their way into new.
We don't survive this. Surely we don't survive this rotation. Rock Esports just up ahead are going to be looking for the angles. We still find wipes here, but Biffle's down, Biffle's out. Shifty has further to go.
Still have a power position in the hills, but Team Vision have a wide open south side. You haven't seen them on your screen because they are chilling on the south. They are completely alone. You saw them for a glimpse in the minimap. It's all kills all day. This fly-through is showing the bloodbath of the north while Team Vision just waits on the wind to the south. This is utter chaos.
ZHR on your screen. They've won a map. They're trying to take out 5 Fears, but Scythe goes big. Scythe takes them out, and he keeps it alive.
A big pickup, Twisted Minds still maintaining position in the hills, but where does the zone pull? It pulls to the south. Team Vision wait on their win even more. This new zone is handed to them. ETC Thomas picking up a couple very long time. They got all the zone pulls. They had the high ground. They had the south side of the map cleared out so early, and they're just shooting fish in a barrel.
My worry, Echo on 2, make it 3, give him a 2x multiplier, but was it enough, Goj? One question we get answered with this win from Team Vision is that
I mean, we had a bit of a slow start. It was like we always do an advance off rip, get Lodi for free, and you know, we just look for whatever's happening, but everyone's been kind of moving further and further away from prison the more the 20's gone on, because they just know we're
we're going to fly them. So slow start, went back to prison. We're like, all right, we're going to have to play hard end game. I think we only have 1 kill, like 4th zone, but closing out with 11, took the win away from other people. We did as much as we
30
could.
points behind. We've seen them put up those kind of numbers before, so this becomes a question of how many teams cross that threshold, because unless Team Vision have a dramatic failure here in this one, they will be making it, but it's still a case for all.
And so for now, yeah, I'm not sure.
He wins the Gulag. Blast wins his Gulag against Bodsy. So preserving Genji. Oh,
hello.
Scumming. A ground loot shotty straight to the face by ATC Thomas.
Nice pickup. Should be no holds barred for the rest of this team.
We're going to ignore that we missed that. He just really wanted to take the stairs. He's on 2. He'll get to this fight. Teeny tries to hold on. Ray. A low?
Ooh, Nate Dogg. Ooh, golly.
Going to win the Gulag against Melvin. We'll see how the rest of the team fares. Elsewhere, Twisted Minds is going up against Genji, and ZHR takes one of Lotus 8.
Continuing this fight, Zach. Going to try to get aggressive from the off angle. This should be a nice pinch. Shouldn't be any sort of an issue. They're going for the revive, which is a little bit of an interesting play because they're going to get punished for it. Not sure about that one. Maybe didn't hear the footsteps as much as they would like. Finally starting to play potential spoiler here. We actually have one flying over high, so they have all the information they want. Nate Dogg's going to get in and say, hello there. Unfortunately, can't connect, and Aiden jumps on top of it. This is utter chaos, and Nate Dogg is somehow still alive while Scumman's weak. He's just got to get out of here. I don't think he's going to get this splatter.
He's trying. He's trying really hard. Nate Dogg, you might want to hit a 180 turn. I don't know where you're going. If you're listening to comms from Rated in the Sky, turn around.
That cut down. Scummin, though, cut down from another angle. Wasn't expecting Aiden to find an angle down below. Uh-oh, Genji in trouble. They're going to back out of this one. Twisted Minds took a bad situation and made it a good one.
They don't even need us for Rock Esports at the airport. They're not alone.
Obviously, this is where Rock Esports starts. This is where they intend to finish this fight. A 2v3. Here's the push. Barrel stuff. Can't see through the smoke. Unfortunately, Nick Cool wins the fight somehow. A weird play. It turns now into a 2v2. One up in front. Prodigy just, I don't know why we're not shooting our guns. What's going on right now? Thermites are good, but not in a fight like this. Now, a 3v2 turns into a 2v1 on the opposite side. Wars finds an angle, though. Shields were put in, so he's going to back out of there. Plates in. See you later.
Still nervous. We do get the buy-off, so that's huge. FaZe Stadium, you've got a couple of teams on the horizon. Gentlemates keeping that rotation back up north. They're headed towards Quarry, where they started from. Something that they like to do is make sure they clear out one side of the circle, but they're not alone.
Of course, we've got to pay attention to all of our returns to form. You see the Falcons pushing back to Twisted Minds, both top 10 teams. Besides Team Vision. Somehow, Inner Circle, the Aussies have been invading Team Vision in Farmland forever. And now Team Vision hasn't had a free rotate into zone. So it'll be the first time in a while Team Vision's coming in late to the party in zone number 4. And they got to get through the Aussies first. Bray opens up an angle where he can get shot from and somehow doesn't go down, but will fall here most likely. Gets a plate in, but no! A perfect trade. Obs on the off angle, playing Overwatch position. Bray just gets the plates in at the perfect moment and stays alive. Now Team Vision.
Hit the replay, see what's going on. Reflame, BBJ. Drops Believe, looks for the full, gets it. Juju looks for a trade, but it's Reflame, Panda, and Tizzy there.
And frankly, wide open spaces. Vehicles are necessary for rotations, and Team Vision knows it. Able to grab the Polaris and move on their merry way. But now at the bottom of Stadium, screen, they might be out of this one. S8UL yet again find themselves on the fringe of the map, this time fighting Gentlemates. We've seen this fight before. And unfortunately, S8UL going to get the wrong end of the stick yet again.
Ooh.
S8UL cannot find their way to zone. They continually get stuck on this exterior position. Regained here and got to the top of Stadium and doesn't have a great gun to work with from distance getting information, but we go to Kizzy. Kizzy unfortunately getting slammed as flanking J-Tech and DJ Moss coming online. They've been slowly creeping up the leaderboard, picking up kills like this. That's a nice team wipe. Unfortunately, Decky's here to get the third party. Perfect timing to come in and clean up this team. But a thermite from the back, flanked. Finds an angle. Flank could play hero for his team. He's got to win the gunfight, and he doesn't. The Germans yet again on top. EU stays on top of these fights.
Control this space. They want to take the Gentlemates down. Deny them the chance to get to Threshold. We know the clutch potential that we've seen from Hollow. We know Enkyo is fiery, but you have to get through them.
Body stacked up. Here we go. Inkyo picks up one, almost picks up the second. A little bit weak. They got to back off, and Inkyo does as well. Here's the trade. Trish trying to get the fall, and he can't get it. They just need a couple kills, and unfortunately, they're getting cut down. They're not.
Got big man on the other side. 5 Fears looking pretty good. NA versus EU.
A 1v1, 5 Fears, a top 10 team. The Gentlemates top 3. This is a fight. Is a must-win if you want to breach match point in a barrel stuff.
Okay.
Here we go. Young gun Inkyo, known to win his ones. Panda, fantastic left-hand competitor. Here we go. First blood goes to the side of Panda, but a barrel stuff. Oh, no! Twisted Minds, they got to rotate. Look who they have to go through.
VP.
VP holding edge of zone. Should see this fight here shortly.
2 players.
Look at where if Aiden had 0. Still a decent game. We go back to Team Vision, though. They only needed 6, and Lennon gets 1, but can't get the full. Echo's got to find some kills.
Elsewhere, Believe, I think, just hit a PA of the century. I just saw the entire kill feed light up with a PA from Believe on BBJ.
Holy cow. Quick replay here. Got to make sure that Team Vision stays alive.
There it is.
Oh, gosh.
They were just all turtled up, prone behind
We're back
us.
into it, though. Team Vision out of here. A nice PA in the replay, but Team Vision not going to hit match point. Holy cow, we got a lot more games to play. You see Renzo, looks like they're wiping BBJ with some C4s. This rotation is going to be brutal. OP Mark squad down to 2, down and dead. The Falcons open up their own road. They said, I'll pave the road myself. But they have, as look at Destroyer and Unrational in the kill feed, now on screen. Shifty trying to play spoiler to another NA team, and they're able to do it. The Ravens down, top 10.
They're paving their way to the circle over the bodies of their enemies. I thought Optic was in a solid position. Turns out, definitely not. You said 0 kills, you said 1 kills. Now we're starting to stack them in
so
our...
Optic doubles back, and unfortunately they're running into the Falcons. Optic trapped Kino Rock in a hard place. They do make top 5, though. It looks like no. Falcons go down in the 6th place position. Sorry. Optic goes down to 6th place position. We are into the top 5. The Falcons have made it somehow into a 1.8x multi.
He's going for it. Gui wants to take down Biffle. He's got the little areas of cover. Soka grabs Abwiz, Disrupt, gets a couple more kills to add to their tally. Each one of them worth 1.8. Does he grab even more? Bubble last alive for Onyx in a burning building. He pushes up. He climbs up the ladder and grabs a couple kills. He says, if I'm going down screaming.
BDS have the perfect zone pull. This would be the biggest scam in a very long time if they don't get the win. And Soka's just running up at him, and he takes down Jukies. Looking at a distance, gets shot in the face.
A 2v1v1.
From a millimeter away. BDS down to a duo. Ahsoka as a solo. The closer, can he do it? Against 2 players, the odds are against him, and they're too much to handle. BDS on top. Gui gets the final kill.
Another one for EU.
To be honest, we just had to make sure we were getting in the end zone because we know what we can do. To be fair, I was surprised that we didn't get there a bit earlier, but we saw that the yellow building was a bit clear. We cleared it, and then we just got the zone pull, and we just sorted it out, you know. Well, that's one thing I want to say, by the way, because I don't know what time it is back home, but shout out to everyone that is staying awake watching all of us, by the way. A lot of the Europeans, I know it's very late, but we all appreciate you staying awake.
Team Vision have breached the match point threshold, and Dandro said it perfectly. It's a bad idea for anybody to head to prison.
For 3 World Series of Warzone global lands. However, they could eclipse 125 in this lobby, Gauche.
All right. We take a look at the Frenchmen who need about 15 points, a little bit less, and it starts right here. Unfortunately, I don't know how you didn't hear that player behind you. A barrel stuff in the back, execution style. Inkyo goes down. Looking for a fight.
Oh, no. First squad? Breaking down the Gentlemates?
What? Not even a squad, a solo.
Hollow wants to lay the groundwork, but takes the nade to the face. This is going to open the door for Owl to push and takes down Hollow. 1 down, Gromalok. Can we take down Blast from 100 Thieves? Couple shots go the way. The Molly not going to connect. Oh. We take it to the face. Grom at half health. Grom to the middle. Grom with a knife to the face. So
Right,
if Team Vision takes it, as you see them down in port, they're covered.
Prison was the right move. Again, we hyped up their IGL. 2 members of the old guard, Lennon, FIFA Kill, been playing this game since launch. and over 5 years later have a chance to close out World Series of Warzone right now. They've got some opposition on the other side, but you're right, Lotus 8. This isn't looking good for anybody right now.
Oh, but Echo has to answer back. The Falcons have to hit match point at this point in time, because if they don't, I worry that other teams are going to eclipse it. BDS, Gentlemates, even Team StukeX just needs 25 points.
Well, since the disadvantage and backed off, this is a great play from him. There's two on the other side, and now he's got an angle. They push out thinking Biffle's alone, and whoopsies. Ahsoka standing here and saying, come on, guys, you can't fall for that. You think we're going to let that happen? No way. Showstopper goes down. The Falcons, untouchable right now at Train.
Out of it. Shift first squad on your screen, and
yikes.
FIFA does a ton of damage from afar. I already said Team Flanked has moved in, and they're laying the groundwork because it's J-Tech that picks up Omnic.
Fight. It's more of just to get into zone. Here's a look at a FIFA kill, tagging everybody up and actually knocking one. FIFA kill from distance is dangerous. It's opening things up for the rest of this team. There's a reason FIFA kill's at the top fragger. One of our top slayers on the day. It's because of these moments. Echo does get punished, but a nice trade. These guys are in final form. This is scary. This new zone is going to be everything as we see a lot of action in the kill feed. Have a long way to go, but we are paying attention to this. Lumber, Team Vision, the only team that's passed our threshold. Yeah, of course they get wiped early. We'll see what happens for them. But here we go. Team Vision, they're not going to stay on the edge of this zone. They know will not pull there, so instead we're going to rotate closer to center. Decky finding a couple kills that are certainly needed to breach our threshold. Again, P past threshold if Team Vision get wiped, maybe here.
Oh, Swizzin. Swizin's got the high ground, and we know how important it is, and FIFA has to deal with the biggest enemy here, the rocks. But he goes ahead, he hits the wipe, he grabs Marco from behind, hits the full, and Mayhems has already ran screaming away from Team Vision.
Quick look at what happened. It looks like they were in a vehicle. And C4s, how about 3 of them?
Did I not ask for this? They're alone on their side, and they're controlling space. This should send a warning signal throughout the entirety of this lobby.
Sage versus Soka in the gulag. This is a must-win for Sage. He finds the angle, he gets the first blood, and he gets the kill. VP will not fall yet. 31st place. They cannot get anything going from their win in map number 1. We're in map number 8. This is a totally different tournament.
It's heating up, and Hollow's on 2. They have to hit WinCon here. And they also, someone else needs to win this map, or Team Vision and the tournament here, and everyone's just vying for a bigger payout. But we're gonna bring the streak down on our face because here comes the push. Niasen into the realm of Enkyo. King Chalk could be the next victim.
Fringe on fringe violence. Yes. But Blue 8 should see them here shortly. They've been here for a while. Another team that can breach threshold.
Master 5K down, and CT trying to stay alive. Millsy with swing. It's looking windy, and Skinner falls, but Millsy gets the clutch.
Everybody else is inside of Stadium in utter chaos.
We have to look at it in terms of resource management. I saw a cluster strike. They've got a vehicle. They've got the ammo boxes already down.
And they do have an angle to get into zone. It might be BDS. It might be BDS, the only team that can play spoiler, but no, Grom's gonna play spoiler to them. BDS had a perfect position, but Gromalek's been hiding behind a log. Talk about a bush Wookie, more like a log Larry. The Frenchman alive and spoiling all of BDS's hopes and dreams. And all of a sudden, Team Vision have a full team of 3 in zone, and everybody else is crawling out of Stadium running for their lives.
It doesn't matter about multipliers anymore. All that matters is converting this, winning the map, and ending the tournament.
It may fall on our lone Frenchman. It may fall on the Gentlemates to try to stop the bleeding.
Onyx on the other side. Imagine Bubble stops it. Bubble can't because Clutch Belk takes him out. Not a wipe for Onyx, but close.
On bot coming out of Stadium. Gromalek unfortunately can't be the one to play spoiler. It's going to have to be somebody else. He's just picking up any kill he can get. He makes it to top 5. That's a 1.8x multi.
No,
but
it's done.
It might be all Team Vision all day. I said this was bad news for everybody else, folks.
3,
and I'm going to be honest.
V1. This is going to be the easiest win for Team Vision. Disrupt takes out Clutch Belk. They take out Vombot, but it's been a long time coming. FIFA kill, wins the Code Bowl, wins the solo YOLO.
get-go puts himself in a poised position, and the Bradford Biffles closes it out here in game number 8. The only team on win condition, the next team to convert it. Gosh, what is this?
I'm going to be honest. It wasn't even close. Absolutely flawless from Team Vision. The old guard become the new. They've been here since the beginning, and now they find themselves on top over 5 years later.
The celebrations.
5 World Series of Warzone Global Final Champions, Team Vision!
Doubt and stuff like you know, last year I was thinking about retiring, and then the boys hit me up. We were one of the last teams to form. We're like, let's just run it back, give it one more try, and then to actually finally do it. Big bag. Just, you know, there was times where people thought, you know, maybe we weren't a top team, and to prove more wrong and ace it like that is just crazy. Everybody who supported me through it, my teammates, they're unbelievable players, my girlfriend, my dad, my family, all the Shed gang, I love you guys. Thank you for always being there. I'm gonna take this baby home, come on!
Now you're living it. Tell me how you're feeling, brother.
I'm just speechless. This moment is everything I've dreamed of.
To get to this moment, why are you here today?
Big shout out to my mum, my girlfriend. Sorry. My mum believed in me from young, so it's kind of good to win. Big shout out to my family, my supporters, and yeah, sorry. Just don't know what to say. That is a massive moment.
It's insane. It's just insane. I mean, we've had, out of any other team, we've probably had a lot of differences, a lot of like, you know, I want to win so much. Sometimes people think that I'm being mean or like aggressive towards my teammates, but I just want to win that bad. And I got 2 teammates that also just have that desire to win.
I was just going to say, I know it's late for all the EU folks. Thank you for staying up. We had to bring it home, and you're welcome for an early night, I guess.
There you go. Boys, one more time. Lift the trophy that you fought so hard for. Team Vision, your 2025 World Series of Warzone Global Final Champions.
All right, and that officially wraps up the 2025 World Series of Warzone. Congratulations to Team Vision on an incredible tournament run, and it's pretty impressive that they won the very next map after getting match point. FIFA Kill had a great week of Warzone. Team Falcons fall down to 5th place, and the defending EWC champs Twisted Minds fall to 7th. EU dominated this tournament, and they all played really well throughout the 8 maps. Despite all the tech delays and out-of-game stuff, everything ended up working out in the end, and it put a conclusion on the Black Ops 6 Warzone season. There's a lot of question marks about Black Ops 7 and Warzone, but for now, Team Vision can enjoy their win, and it's much deserved. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, peace.